Now by switching between these maps, it also marks another extremely significant moment. And that's the moment where I hit the halfway point of the Tour Divide Trail. I'll tell you about the time that I lost Dave. Found Dave's bike tracks, or maybe that's a tractor. During the day that led up to the ride through the basin, I was riding with Dave and we were just about to hit what's called the Lander Cutoff Trail, which before was used by wagoners to get across the US and bypass the part of the Oregon Trail that was about a 55-mile stretch with no water. So as I turn onto this trail, I'm cruising down towards our campsite, not thinking anything of it. And then I sit and I wait at one of the locations where the map indicates a turn. And I'm sitting there. 30 minutes goes by, 40 minutes goes by. I'm like, oh no, he must have missed the turn. So I ride back to the campsite that I had passed maybe 2 miles before, thinking, he must just be camped up there. But no, he wasn't. The only person there was an RVist, and this guy, Doug, comes out of his RV, hey, you need some water? And then I get to talking with him and I tell him about what's happened. He's like, oh, let's jump in my Razor. We'll go look for him. I'm like, yeah, sure. So we cruise, we must have gone 20 miles down the trail, no Dave, looking everywhere. And then finally we hit a spot with just a little reception, and a text comes through from him saying that he missed the turn. So it turns out that he actually put in some really great mileage, and he was about camped 30 miles down the trail from me. And so I end up camping up with Doug that night, and then the next day I ride out to hit Atlantic City. And my map says to enjoy this climb because it's the last trees I'm gonna see until Rollins. So that is one of the reasons why I was like, screw it, I'm going all the way. I'm gonna do 80 miles and see if I can catch up to him. Every time I see cows staring at me, I get the impression they're thinking to themselves, damn, what the hell is this idiot doing out here? But the real reason Dave is no longer with me is that he and all of his livestock were caught in a flash flood. Game over. That means he respawns back in Whitefish. For lunch today, we have spicy Thai chili tuna on a tortilla. This must have been where Dave stayed last night. Those are his tracks. So I thought this the perfect location to take a lunch break and show you guys one of the few reliable water sources along the Wyoming Great Basin. Get out. Literally a man-made oasis in the middle of the desert. Oh, you were so close to the water, little dude. Bummer. Ooh. Hell yeah. But I don't need water. Holy shit. That is one angry looking cloud. Tired as all hell after doing the basin today, but look at that frickin' sky behind me. Oh my god. That is spectacular. Look who I found. We ended up camping at this really nice reservoir with 4 other cyclists and a backpacker. So truthfully, it was a lot better than if I had just pitched up my tent out in the wild. I ended up cruising for at least 80 miles in order to get into my camp, which so far has been the longest day of this trip. And not only that, today is another 65 miles into Rawlins, where I plan to get a hotel room and sit in the bath for at least an hour. Check this out. Look at this old place. The murals.
Yeah.
You have to do that right here? Jeez. Continental Divide Pass number 15. That's halfway. So here's our first view of the Sierra Madre mountain range, which means that we are transitioning back into the Rockies and the even higher country than this high country we've been in. The Sierra Madres have some of the highest climbs of the entire divide, and in the next week, just after Frisco, meeting with my dad, we'll be doing one of those climbs. And that will be a welcoming surprise to the Tour Divide for my dad, that's for damn sure. Just imagine, hi Dad, welcome to the Tour Divide. Now go climb up to 11,500 feet. This little swimming hole. This is at a place called Dirty Man's Creek, and oh man, it is just full of crawdads. They are everywhere. And the fish, when I came over here to rinse off, they all came over too. They came over to say hi. Welcome to Aspen Alley, one of the last roads in Wyoming before I cross into Colorado. And I don't know if I said this before, but I am so stoked to be in Colorado. And the landscape has completely changed over the last few miles. Leaving the desert behind and now into the Sierra Madre Mountains and nearing the Colorado Rockies. Now we got some aspens. And I don't think too many people complain about just a little bit of aspen. Here we go, guys. The official Aspen Alley right here. So here's a biology question for y'all. If I carved my name on this tree right here, and then I came back to this spot 10 years later, how much higher on that tree would my name be? Comment below if you think you know the answer. But in all honesty, I'm not even one of those types of people that would carve their name into a tree. Well, this is it. What the f? Can you hear that? Someone's screaming back there. Well, this is it, guys. Wyoming State Highway 70. This is the last road that I will be on in Wyoming, and the next turn that I come up to is at the state line of Colorado.
I don't know, 100 miles of snow or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
And then he like broke his collarbone in the Gila and he didn't finish.